Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, it's Tim Van Orden. I'm out on a long run up and over Bald Mountain in Bennington. And I realized I haven't made a video in probably over a month, so I thought I'd give you an update on what's going on here. The main reason that I haven't been doing videos is that I've been really focused on my book, which is turning into several shorter books. So I'm breaking it apart into multiple pieces and right now working on the first piece. And that's a pretty intensive process for me because I have literally thousands of pages of notes and thousands of recorded notes that me and a friend have been transcribing. So it's challenging just to tease out the information and to assemble it. And I'm not a fan of being at a desk, standing or otherwise. So it's taken a while, but that's where I've been. So I'm hoping that's out within the next few weeks. I really made some huge progress on that front. And I'm pretty confident that in a few weeks I'll have the audio version out and available. Which is exciting to me because these are all tools that I apply in my own life on a regular basis and have been continually developing now, especially in the past year as I've made my comeback as an athlete. Going from thinking that I was done as a runner in 2013, basically quitting, to at the end of 2015 starting up again, getting some good results, and now 7 months later getting some of my fastest times ever in spite of repeated injury. So I'm really pumped to bring these tools out there and to refine them to a degree that helps me as well as I continually apply them in my own life and training. So I think my last video was in mid-April. April 24th was the U.S. Masters 10K Road Championships, just outside of Boston. And that's a race that I really wanted to nail last fall. That was my goal race. I wanted to win it. I haven't won a road title yet for Masters. So I wanted to try to get into the low 32s for 10K on the road. And had I done that, I would have won. I think 32:45 won the race this year. So when I broke my toes in December, I kind of gave up on that. I stopped running, didn't run for 3 weeks in December and January, and did spin bike, but kind of lost the oomph. Stopped doing speed work, started doing more uphill, but just gentle, lots of vertical stuff. And gradually built myself up into a pretty strong state, but I didn't think I was fast. So when I got to that race, April 24th, I was really there for my team, the Central Mass Striders, or CMS. We were trying to win the national title, and I wanted to be there for them, but I didn't expect much myself. Anyway, so I started conservatively and felt pretty good and wasn't far behind the lead pack. I was in the second pack and ended up running 34:03, but very comfortably, and still had quite a bit in me in the last mile or so. So I probably could have run mid 33s, but didn't know what I was capable of. I didn't think I had that kind of speed. So I ended up in 10th place. And that was really exciting to me because the gradual, slow uphill stuff really worked without the speed work. Because this fall I was focusing heavily on speed work. But then a few months without it, just uphill like I'm doing right now, I'm power hiking up a mountain. And you can hear my breathing. This is a workout. I don't need to be running. When I turn the camera off, I'll start running again. And my heart rate will go even higher. But even right now, just at this pace, I'm getting a very good workout. I'm climbing at probably a 25% slope with lots of rocks to step on like stairs. So April 23rd got me pumped, 24th. And then a few more races. We had the first of the New England Mountain Running Series, which I haven't been a part of for maybe 2 or 3 years. And in 2012, I was named U.S. Masters Mountain Runner of the Year, and then just kind of fell out of it after I got injured. So I thought, what the heck, let's see. I don't feel strong, but let's give it a try. And I won the Masters title at the first race, Sleepy Hollow race in Vermont, with a big margin over second master, who was U.S. Masters Runner of the Year after me. After I quit, he took over. And then this past weekend, we had the second in that series, the Wachusett Mountain Race, 3-mile climb, 1,100 feet of gain. And I won the Masters title there as well, and I was third overall. And that was a big surprise. So things are looking good in the mountain series. Also, I ran a street mile, and my watch had me at a 4:38. The markings were a little arbitrary at the start finish, as we asked them, but my time of 4:38 is only 8 seconds slower than the fastest I ever ran when I was a senior in high school. I ran a 4:30 mile. And in the data on Strava, you can see, I'll link in the notes here. I went out pretty conservatively, running with the guy who had won the year before in a 4:38, and I thought, well, I'll just try to hold on to him. Maybe I can run a 4:45, I don't know, but can't run a 4:38, so I'll just hang with him as long as I can. And we went out in a 4:20 pace, but then he slowed down in the middle of the race. Second and third quarters, we were running just under 5-minute pace, so I stayed with him. But then in the last quarter mile, he kicked, and I felt okay, so I kicked too. And I did the last quarter in 63 seconds, which really surprised the hell out of me. I had no idea I had that kind of speed. And secondly, to do that at the end of a mile and to get a 4:38, I was pretty pumped. So yesterday was the Adirondack, or the USA Track and Field Adirondack Region Championships on the track. And it's the day after the Wachusett race, so my legs are pretty beat. And the weather this weekend was nuts. It was in the mid-80s for the race on Saturday up Wachusett, and it was 94 degrees and very humid yesterday at the start of the race at 5 o'clock. And I thought, wow, there's no chance I'm gonna run a good time. My legs are beat and it's just so hot. So there was a high school kid there who said he was a 4:14, 1,500 guy, and fastest I ever ran, senior in high school, was 4:11. So I thought, no way I'm going to stay with this kid, not even close. But I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can hit 70 seconds a lap, which is a 4:40 mile, which would be like a 4:24, 1,500. And I thought that's probably a stretch, but we'll try. And I guess the heat got to him too, because he went out in a 70 and I stayed with him, and we basically ran 70s the whole way, and I got a 4:24 at 1,500 in ridiculous heat. So, and I had a good strong kick in me, which means I had a few seconds still in the tank. So anyway, I'm 48 years old now, and I'm almost as fast in the speedy stuff as I was in high school. In fact, in the right conditions and with the right type of training. I'm not doing speed work. So for me to run that speed is pretty exciting to me. I'm very curious to see what I could do with some speed work. But things are looking up. Even though I took 2 years off from training and racing, it has not had an impact on me. I'm just as fast as I've ever been. And I'm looking forward to getting even faster. I'm hoping to be sub 16 minutes and a 5K within the next few weeks. I think I'm right on the door, knocking on the door anyway, of sub 16. That'll be exciting. That'll put me in the top 3 or 4 in the country, my age. So I'm gonna try to get below 15:30 by the US 5K Masters Championships in October or late September. If I can do sub 15:30, I'll probably win the US title. So we'll see. Anyway, it's an update. I've been training a lot, up to 80 miles a week. Even with my Achilles, it hurts, and I've learned how to manage it. And lots of reading, lots of writing, and lots of great racing. All right, I'll see you soon. We never allow our body to go into a state of hunger. We never allow our body to switch into a different way of being. We're always working in a fed state, and that feels good, but we're not supposed to feel good all the time.